Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Book Club here on the Rat's Nest channel. I am the Rat, and this is the Rat's Nest. I'm joined as always by Kyle. Say hi, Kyle.
Hello, everyone.
We're back with JOJOLands. Though, here for JOJOLands for the first time, if you're interested in watching the first episode, link in description. It's on another channel. We moved it over. Yada, yada. You guys don't care about that. We're reading JOJOLands here. JOJOLands Chapter 2. What's the name of this chapter again? The Japanese person on the island of Hawaii.
Yep.
This is a good chapter.
This was a very good chapter. A very, very controversial ending to the chapter online.
There is a lot of discourse over the ending of this chapter. I think we'll get there. We'll get there.
Let's just dig right into it, shall we?
Let's. This was a good chapter. We'll get right into it, as they say.
Yes. The one time I want to read it, it's not loading. Okay, now it's
awesome.
loaded.
Alrighty,
yes.
So here we start off and we have this hot lady, this hot mama, and we get specifically a panel focusing on her breasts, right? Naturally, just as it has to happen, I believe.
Of course.
Yeah, she's biking down. You see, we're in Oahu, South King Street, right? She's going through, got some statues, and who should we see but my favorite neurodivergent minor, JoJo Joestar.
His Nintendo Switch, probably playing Fortnite or something.
He is probably playing Fortnite. And then she's like, aloha, I'm Kate's friend. Ooh hoo hoo hoo. That's so true. So Kate. I guess Kate is a character we don't know, but knows JoJo.
Yeah.
That's probably what that is.
Even then, here, I'll read the next page where she goes, so, big test this weekend, and I heard, well, you have the stuff. Mind sharing something with me? The stuff. And he goes, who the heck is Kate? So no, he doesn't even know Kate. Who's Kate? Which Kate? I got no clue who it is. Get lost. It's a crime for adult strangers to talk to kids. Get out of here. I love JoJo's disposition. Just, it's really funny to see him.
Dude, I quite like JoJo.
Me too. Like, just from the only 2 chapters we have, his personality is very bold and brash.
It's fun, it's very different from Josuke and Johnny, but like in a good way. Like, I love Josuke and Johnny.
He's literally psychotic.
He's literally a psychopath. He's literally me. He's literally Christian Bateman, Sigma male moment.
He's literally Homelander for me.
He literally is. That's so true.
And so after that, she goes, what's your problem? And then he's like, hey, hold on. Whoa, hey. Where the heck's your passion, lady? You leaving already? Now wait, I just remembered. I lent you some money before, didn't I? You university student, sis? There's an empty I think I read that wrong. That's okay. There's an empty soft drink can on that bench. You see it? First put the money I lent you in that can. That's the system. That's the mechanism.
That's so true. That is the mechanism. That's the gravity. That's the calamity.
Looks over it. Oh God, no, don't say that. On this exact same page, and a little bit lower, it says, I only ever sell at the schoolyard. I can blend in with the folks I know there. I'm putting safety first. I freaked out because I saw that. I was like, oh my God. Araki, or at least the translators, right? Like, the translators at least know there. Because it probably said something similar in Japanese, but I'm putting safety first. They put that in dark text and quotes. It's like, okay, cool. You're drawing attention to that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So there's a system set up here of like, hey, we got a method to do this. If you really want drugs, we got a method.
What? There's no drugs here. He lent her money in the past. She's just paying him back.
Oh, you're absolutely right. I'm so sorry. Yeah, so then after that, he continues to say, but Meryl May occasionally says to expand to university students and such, because the economy of a totally closed-off place will stagnate. You see, you need to have a fresh breeze come in once in a while. It makes sense.
Her stand is going to be Queen Crimson, by the way.
That'd be cool. Is that a song or something? I don't know.
No, but it's like King Crimson, but because she's a woman, it'll be Queen Crimson.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to be, 100%, because she's like the Diavolo, because she's like the boss of the drug trade, so it's going to be her. That is not the most crackpot theory we will get into today.
Take that one for what it is, and like, I don't know, maybe we'll see more with Meryl May. If she does have like a King Crimson,
she's the main villain of JoJo. She's the main villain of the JOJOLands too, by the way.
Okay, so hold on. When did we see Funny Valentine for the first time?
chapter 25.
Okay, that was because I was gonna say, like,
run.
outside of like Dio, I think this is the earliest we've. If Meryl May were the antagonist, like I think this is like the earliest we'd have ever seen an antagonist before. I don't.
It'd be like a parallel to Toru being the latest antagonist we ever had.
I don't want to talk about that until
even though you could argue that we saw Wonder Reviews work throughout the entirety of JOJOLian. Single attack theory much?
Not Toru.
So true. Lang, not Lang, my beloved jumpin' jack flash user. It's so true. All right. Off of our tangent, getting back into it. We see this chick goes, I've got $100 on me. How many grams can I buy with that? And Jody looks at her and it's like, we got to go in order. Here, you go first. Put it in that can. She's like, is it good stuff? How much can you get me? I just want to know that part first. Like at any regular store, you exchange the money and goods at the same time, right? And we get the one of the best JoJo panels. It's like, hey, there's something sort of fishy about you. Oh no, this isn't the translation that I read, I don't think.
I can read the translation that you read. I have it here. The translation that you read goes, you're kinda suspicious.
Sus. Kinda sus. He was playing Among Us on his phone. Fishy? How? And he's like just a little bit. You're the type of girl to become a police officer. Oh yeah, I'm really getting that scent now. Looking more policey by the minute. And she goes, what the heck? And he's like, yeah, that helmet and bike you've got are pretty suspicious. It's a weird shaped headlight. I'll bet it's got a camera and mic stuck in it, doesn't it? That ice cream salesman over there, I bet he's with you, ain't he? Where the hell is this coming from all of a sudden? You're so paranoid. That's what she says.
Shut up and stick the money in the can.
And she's like, you shut up. Forget it. I don't even want to do this anymore. What a waste of time, you stupid brat. Forget it. I'm not even buying. Like, but hey, I'll be nice and tell you something. Police officers are people of justice, Since they're people when they're looking for evidence, police officers can't lie. So you get what that means, right? They're doing an undercover investigation of something, and any audio or video data shows they were lying, then that can't be used as evidence anymore. You can't submit it in court. Get it? So say if someone asks, are you a police officer? And that's that question. A police officer would have to say, yes, I am one. That's the way of law and order. If you lied to get evidence, the whole system of law would break down. Like, so go ahead, ask me straight up, are you a police officer? That should clear everything up, right? And then she's like, go ahead, be blunt, just give it a try. Jody was like, so, are you a police officer? He goes, nope, I'm not a police officer. I'm just an ordinary college student. Puts money in the can.
It's interesting because he says, like, sis, are you a police officer?
I think it's just like a thing of respect.
No, I just want to look it up. It's interesting. And then, nope, not a police officer. I'm just an ordinary college student. And then she does a pose and then goes, to finish it.
Mm-hmm. And he's like, no, that's the kind of passion I like to see. All right, you see the cashew? The cashew. That's so true. The passion? Ugh. You see the statue of King Kamehameha?
Nope, I don't think that's how you say it, but...
Kamehameha.
I thought it was Kamehameha.
Kamehameha. Dude, I would know, dude. I literally read Dragon Ball.
That's so true.
But Brandon, walk straight in that direction.
All fans can't read.
That is so true. He's like, go on, that's it, keep going. He's walking. Then we see Paco here. That's under your foot. You stepped on it. Look down. Cody gets up to go away. Boom, there's the drugs, and she pulls a gun. She's a police officer this entire time.
From her hat. On your knees. By the authority invested by the American DEA, I'm placing you under arrest. So, we got an interesting turn of events. Oh, before I want to say, one of my favorite panels of this entire chapter is the DEA just tackling Paco.
It's pretty good.
Like, the low-quality drawing of just him getting yoinked off his scooter was funny. So this... let's look back on this section real quick. Because, first of all, JoJo was absolutely right. I'm tapping back to, like, all the way where it's like, where he says something sort of sus about you. And, like, he's not wrong about anything he said. All of his deductions were absolutely correct. Like, spot on to a T. That, once again, I know it's a Joestar and it's JoJo and whatever, but it shows how very, very observant this kid is, being very careful, with selling drugs.
Yeah, he's kind of psychopathic in a way.
If you will. And then I also... he has to have seen Breaking Bad, right? Because, like, this is just...
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, this is just a scene out of Breaking Bad. Like I don't know where else this scene would come from. I don't think that's like a common thing.
No, and so I never heard this perpetuated anywhere else. I forget the exact context in Breaking Bad, but I know it's from Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
It's like police officers can't lie. So hang on, where's the one thing I want to say? So her little speech is interesting. Police officers are people of justice, and she says all this, and ironically enough, like kind of goes against what she's saying.
I mean, yeah, a little bit. You could say maybe that was like the point of the scene or something.
Yeah, no, like it's kind of the whole point of the scene, if you will.
It's funny, her on the panel where she's saying "on your knees," her mouth looks weird.
Let me see.
It's just like,
yeah, no, I definitely see it. Bit wide, bit wider than what we expected.
Yeah. And then basically she puts JoJo and Paco under arrest or tackled.
She goes, Hank, placing
look there. See the headlight on this bike. I got a mic and a camera in it. Everything you just did has been recorded. We have the proof of the whole thing. Got that? You better not think you're getting away with this, asshole. What happened to law and order, huh? You freaking tricked us. And she said, this is everything, the proof we've got. You kids are gophers and you kill your boss. Yada yada.
No.
She's like, read them their rights and lock them up. And then boom, we get to see Mr. Molesto.
Unfortunately.
This is so. I mean, hey, 15-year-old. That's odd that he would point that out. I wonder why he's pointing that out. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Look over your asshole. Yeah, it does. Remember us, Rat? And it's the two guards from chapter 1. That's crazy. I haven't seen these guys in forever.
The two, that's interesting. I usually characters like this, I wouldn't expect them to come back, especially as soon as they did. It's just they're back, they've recovered, which I guess shows smooth operators wears off eventually, right? Because the one guy got turned into nearly a cyclops by it, so he's back to normal. Same with the other guys, so it's not long.
It also shows that November Rain's effect can be non-permanent.
Yeah, that's
just interesting.
And then
November Rain, I'm so interested in how it works.
I want to know the mechanics.
That's the mechanism. I want to know the mechanisms.
I want to ride the mechanism, break my bones, figuring out how this thing works. I want to know so badly. And then he goes, man, I'm glad. Why did I decide to read this?
I'll read it. I'll read it for you.
No, I'll do it. It's fine. Yeah, so he's looking at him and goes, man, I'm glad we decided to work at the DEA today. Finally found you. Is your cute big brother doing okay? I dream about him every night. I can never forget the sensation of touching that soft ass. That soft and wet ass.
That's so true.
And then he goes, this'll make for some sweet memories. I'll get to haul you into the back of a dark concrete room. I want to rub my crotch against you so badly, especially against your big bro. Man, like you said, if I had a nickel for every time in the JoJoLands so far, main character was sexually harassed by a police officer and actually assaulted, it'd be 2 nickels.
Yeah, all I'm saying, amount of JoJoLands chapters, 2. Amount of sexually assaulted Joestars, 2. We're on a solid pace for 100%ing this entire series right now.
It's possible.
It's just got to happen in part 3 too. Chapter 3, part 3 of JoJoLands. That's so true.
And after that, we see JoJo say, back then I should have killed you bastards. But you really don't matter. Just letting you know, I'm aware my big bro is cute. So don't say it again. I'll let you off the hook with just the memories. Memories? Memories like part 8? Whoa.
California King Bed. Is Daya the visitor at the place?
God, I wish. No, I was also referring to at the end when Toru went on his speech about...
Oh, yeah.
Don't know who Toru is. Don't fucking watch this video.
Toru is he's the lost brother of the Higashikata family from part 7.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's who he is. I was just letting the people who didn't read JoJoLands know.
Hold on, Rick, can you repeat that? Because for some reason my phone decided, hey, what if you just want to be on speaker anymore?
That's so true. Toru he's the lost brother of the Higashikatas from part 7.
And if you believe that, we're actually gonna have a problem.
No, that's just how it is. I wanted to help out people who hadn't read JoJoLands, you know.
You know what? You're right. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, that's exactly what it is. So anyway, back to this. He's getting restrained. He goes, back then, should have killed you bastards. You really don't matter. Or my bro's cute. Don't say it again. Let's took just memories. Because after all, there's no proof you can arrest us with. That goes for her so-called proof too.
And we get to see November Rain's drip.
And also that's so true. God, the ass panel of her too is funny.
It's so true. And so here we see November Rain. We get to it. It is rain.
It's a rain-like substance now.
So let's examine this. We get to see this powder.
Not loading yet. Give it a second.
So she's sitting here in the rain, right?
Under
November Rain. And so we get to see the water hits her. She comments on it being rain, so it is rain. But then it hits the
item,
the paper,
right?
The bag.
The bag where the bag of drugs is, and it just crashes to the floor and starts
it burns a hole through it or something.
And it starts bubbling out with the rain.
Yeah, but it's not affecting her.
Yeah, and it goes November Rain. Autumn almost partially cloudy. And
even if I did say it to him, people that can't see them never look at them. So these guys aren't stand users. This is his little confirmation of that. There's November Rain again, looking freaking awesome, dude. I love November Rain.
I'm guessing they're scarred from their previous encounter with the rain, and they start running away.
Yeah. Oh, that's probably it. Yeah, because it starts affecting their feet. So I don't know. Does it hurt? It doesn't seem to be. He's like, what's this rain? It doesn't seem. It's not having the same effect on them as last time.
No.
So they run away, but it did affect their shoes. The next page, she's like, we get to see Paco going, "This your rain, JoJo? Nice. I'm really starting to like that guy."
And then all the officers behind him start running away, and they go ooh ah ooh ah.
And then we get to the funny scene.
So this is a totally different subject.
This is a totally different subject, but the school I go to has psychological counseling. I didn't want to take it, but I had to take the psychological test. Also, they charge a fee to take it. Anyways, the psychotherapy doctor said there's a chance I have antisocial personality disorder. In other words, I'm a neurodivergent minor.
I'm a psychopath.
I'm a psychopath. Hey, doctor, that whole antisocial part, calling me that kind of hurts, you know? This test had a 20-question checklist and 18 of the items applied to me, apparently. My mom, Barbara Ann, yelled back at them. She said, I don't trust you. There must be some mistake. You don't just diagnose a child with that. We want our money back. Jody just said, I see. He said, I'll be careful. He said, I said that was all. I said, I'll be careful. That was all. And then he says, can I become happy? I'm pretty darn sure I can. I work hard. But the reality of this world is that you run into folks like that in these hidden places, and they don't play fair.
So there's some stuff
pissed the hell off.
I really like that panel of him with that dark lighting thinking, can I become happy? I don't know, just something about it sets the mood very well.
Yeah, I think that this is very genuinely JoJo, and I quite like that. This is what Kyle and I kind of went over a couple of our thoughts earlier. This is one of the things I was saying. It's good to finally get, we have JoJo as our narrator, right? So we've had him as our narrator, right? Yada yada yada, right? It happens. This is kind of the first time I think we're getting some of his true thoughts, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, everything's been his true thoughts, but this is some deeper introspection on his character that I really like. We learn that he's a psychopath, and then he's like, can I become happy? And then he's like, try as you might, you run into people like this. Obviously, he's not living the best life, right? He's not living the most honorable life. But these guys are pretty bad.
I want to point out, those two items on the checklist we see, we got a good example of that in chapter 1. Can't control their actions and a lack of guilty conscience or feelings of remorse. We've already seen that though both those apply pretty well. I like how those two are highlighted specifically. Yeah. Although it would be interesting to see if there were 2 other check marks of possible foreshadowing, but I like what we got there. And then I'm pretty darn sure I can. That's an interesting way to think of it. Can I become happy? I guess I can. That feels like something a neurodivergent minor. That sounds like something they would say. True. Question. And then the reality of this world is that you run into folks like this, they don't play fair. The one thing I brought up that I had a friend disagree with, I wanted to bring it up because it's interesting. To have a Stan user talk about this whole aspect of fairness, I thought that was interesting because with having a Stan, that is an inherent advantage against other people.
Most of the time.
Most of the time. Oh boy, I wonder what my stand is. Cheap Trick. Oh no.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Like, for the most part, right? And there's not too much to analyze there, but just I wanted to bring that up. I thought that was an interesting. And then it goes, it's getting me pissed the hell off. And then he starts pissing really hard with November Rain.
So true. And then we get the little title page again, kind of like the mid title page.
And then this is essentially the second half of this chapter, where that was kind of like an isolated incident with him, getting approached and almost arrested.
I really feel like that was him introducing, like, I'm a psychopath, like just getting to know JoJo more, and I can really appreciate that.
Yeah, and then on Hawaii Island, Kona Airport, 1:05 p.m. we get to see Usagi. Hey, there he is.
Funny, man. Then so we know that is his name. I quite like this little guy.
He's a fun guy.
I quite like this gay little monkey.
That is what people online are calling. Shows up and goes, "Hey there! Sorry, my bad. They had a maintenance inspection or something on my plane, so I was late. Hold on a sec. I'll just send an email and sort everything out." And then everyone, you got the whole squad laughing, bro. Damn.
That's so true.
Waiting there. And
Paco looks like he's gonna murder someone.
God, he really does in all these panels where they show him. He goes, and then Dragona goes, "Hey, it was your job to get the car. We've just been waiting here. I knew 3 people would have been plenty." And she goes, they go, "Listen, is it still known what to call them with their pronouns?"
I don't know.
He still.
He, I guess. I don't. It's not.
Correct. I want to be.
I don't think. I mean, as far as we know, he uses male pronoun. Well, he uses a pronoun that could be either like feminine or like less masculine male.
I'm gonna say he. I'm gonna say
and
he.
JoJo uses he. So
yeah, I'm gonna say he. Listen up. This is a big place, but it's closed off. It's important that we get the job done and catch the last plane back to Oahu in the evening. You can forget about spending the night here once we have the item, which makes sense. So if you steal something, you'd want to try to get as far away as possible. And he goes, hey, come on. He tries. The little game monkey tries defending himself for a moment.
It's so true. He does, doesn't he?
He says, "It's not going to be a problem. I mean, it's still only 1 p.m., right? In fact, we put too much time on our hands before evening. Don't worry. The rental car place I know is safe. They got cars with no onboard cameras and no navigation history. Real convenient, huh?" So it's... I kind of like this. I know we had our intro to Funny Usagi last chapter, technically, but I kind of like seeing him in action now. Like, everyone's just thinking he's irresponsible. He's like, no, I got things under control.
I really like that little hat of his. I don't know what it is about it. That hat is he's a funky little guy.
The drippy hat. What can I say? And I kind of like this shows his personality of people might think lesser of him on the outside externally, but he's the type of character to have things under control. I kind of like that showcasing.
Yeah, and then with his stand later, which is we'll get into it. So next page he says, okay, so let's split the rental car fee. Okay, $30 each to cover it. It's like, hold on, what was your name again? And here we learned his name. So it's Usagi Alohae.
I'm sure
Usagi. Oh yeah, and I don't know if Paco's last name was officially corrected. So we thought it was Lovelantis, but apparently it's Laborantis.
Oh, interesting.
I don't think it's much of a significance, but that's it's kind of a similar thing there. Yeah. And so we learned that Usagi's 17, and we learned everything. Dragona's 18, Paco's 19, JoJo's 15. We knew that. He's like, well, time to get moving. And Paco's like, this guy's down. Paco might be my favorite character other than JoJo. I quite like Paco.
He's my second. Okay, if I had to rank after this chapter, I'm sorry to say it, Dragona. I like everyone else better, but Dragona's still cool.
Dragona's cool, but just everyone else is cooler.
JoJo, my favorite neurodivergent minor, is my favorite character. Paco, I really like Paco just because of how this guy's definitely an addict and just stuff like that. All of his
completely wired. Paco's the descendant of Pork Pie Hat Kid and Johnny Jwaster.
That's so true. And then Dragona says, but Meryl May vouched for him. She said he's a good kid. I say we trust him. So, yeah, he's a wild card. Out of everyone on the team, right? JoJo is controlled chaos. Like, he's chaotic, but you can kind of get a feel for what he's going to do. With this guy, it just feels like you don't really know what'll happen that much. I like that. I like that impression of him.
Yeah.
And after that,
they get in the car, which is very, very detailed. Rocky likes cars now. That he wouldn't draw a car that detailed if he didn't like cars now.
Yeah.
So I don't know what kind of car that is. I'm not a car person myself. Very nice, and you get the little sales lady. We're doing a promotion right now. If you bring your ticket, your next rental will have 1 day free, just $90. 90, huh? Because it was $30 each, right?
Do you think that means he didn't?
I think that he said $30 each because it was 90, and so the three of them paid $30, so he didn't have to pay any.
Oh, that's what I mean. Right?
Yeah. I hope that's it because that's pretty funny.
He's thinking, and he's like, 90. So yeah, I think everyone else just paid for it, and he didn't have to pay anything. So.
And then we get a Rocky just showing off with this art, dude.
God, man, this
oh my gosh.
I can envision this thing right now. Just the four of them out. We got the adventure vibe. I'm so happy to be just back into the swing of things with JoJo. Just seeing them driving.
2 full double spreads.
That's and just for them driving. I like that.
And then they get to the place, and we see them camping out in some bushes.
Yeah, they're just chilling in their car, and then we see JoJo come back from investigating or scouting ahead. And then
they're all looking at him, and Dragona goes, this person is holding up in their house all alone. It's so nice out, but for whatever reason, it doesn't seem like they want to go outside. They might not even leave their home for the rest of the day. And then we get to Usagi saying, just so you know, this person staying home has nothing to do with me being late. Or you're like, damn it, what time it is? And Dragona's like, we did get some good intel, though. Tell them, JoJo. And we get JoJo, and he's like, there's a garden on the opposite side of this property. There are drinks on the poolside table there. There were glasses, ice, and ginger ale. I love ginger ale. Whoever is at this cabin is based, because ginger ale is awesome.
Man, I wonder who is at this cabin.
I wonder who is. It's probably Josuke. It's Tsurugi, dude. Tsurugi's at the cabin.
We're almost there.
We're almost there. So JoJo says there's a towel and iPad on the chair, too. And Dragona's like, so they're not going to leave the property, but they're going to come out to Paris to swim. They're going to exercise or maybe just hang out in the garden pool. Akko goes, so this is where the garden pool is located, right? There's 5 bedrooms, a study, 6 bathrooms, and a second floor. It's like, yeah, this could work. And Jody, you're sure this person is alone? Certain of it's just a Japanese person. They're alone right now. There's a family, yada yada. Unless some visitor happens to show up, no one else is here. Paco's like, okay, that settles it. When they head into the pool, we make our move. Jody will continue being on lookout. We won't be there. We won't be in there for any more than 15 minutes. We find the diamond without this Japanese person noticing and go. The Japanese folks are peace-loving people, after all.
Ah, yes.
I pretty much know where to look. We go for this huge master bedroom. There's a safe there. We open it. We get Paco saying, I get you. And Dragona's like, everyone put your earphones in. Asks too. And he's like, ready. And talking on the radio. Make sure not to say anyone's names. Got that. And we got Osaki going, oh, cool. All right. Let's do colors for code names. I'll call you Pink. And I'll be Blue, Pink-chan. That's so true. Paco's just like, shut up.
Paco being based as always.
And then we get a little, we get to see them intro. So this is just a nice little scene of them just, planning, what you call it. So they're sneaking into the house. We see there's a little cat. They're going around. They see a camera.
Okay.
Like, so this is interesting. So Usagi's like, there's a camera, huh? Pink-chan. Say, I want the camera. He's like, you need to say it. I want the camera. I can't be the one to say it. And then Dragona's like, I want the camera. And Usagi's like, okay, holds out his hand, and out comes a little man.
Little Stan manifests and starts running to the camera. And then, God, can I just say, I absolutely adore the page where it's running and it just walks at the wall, it bonks its head, and then it climbs up.
That's so true. I love this little guy.
This funky little guy. I wonder what his name is.
So we see he touches the camera, and he himself turns into the camera. Mm-hmm. He turns into a second camera. He goes, that's the Mate Kudasai. I'm just going to go ahead and go on it, dude. Whenever I read that, this is whenever we were watching Stone Ocean last night, Kyle.
Yeah,
I was like, did you? I was like, I had an audible reaction to something. It was this. I was like, there is no way, because I've listened to King Crimson just because I like the stand King Crimson, and so I've listened to the band King Crimson. I'm like, man, these guys have some really good stuff. My favorite song of theirs is Mate Kudasai. And I saw this and I was like, dude, there is no way a song that I like became a stan. I was like, dude, I got to like a song before it was a JoJo's reference. I got to enjoy YouTube comments before every single one of them was, man, this is pretty good to eat a hot dog too. Am I right, guys?
My favorite ones like that. It makes me want to like take a double take or something like that. Just all the stupid. But okay, can I just say though, I do miss that feeling of seeing those comments. Right, like the comments themselves are stupid, but it's the community behind them that I'm enjoying, and just to see the community back and active again, it's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he goes, that's the Mate Kudasai. That's its name. It transforms into something there that someone wants. It sure would be nice if I could turn into what I wished for, though. The wish made there be 2 cameras. Just let them record. That means there'll be 2 videos recorded too. A real one and a fake one. So the
camera, right camera.
Yeah, the Mate Kudasai is an interesting ability because, it's simply put, if someone else wants something, he can send his little stand over there and like make a copy of it to use.
Yeah.
In a way, it's kind of like Kiss, but not. It duplicates objects, but not in that traditional sense.
Yeah,
it's
because the little guy himself turns into the other object.
Yeah, it becomes a copy, which makes you wonder if the camera got injured, if he would probably take damage. And I assume that's how it would work. But yeah,
theoretically, it's interesting. I'll be interested to see learn more about. To see it in action more, to get more of an idea of what exactly it does, This is always, Brandon, I don't think we're ever going to have this opportunity again. Just to be in that phase of time where we get to see new stands just being introduced and learning about them as we go. It's so cool. There's very cool.
It's so cool. And so, yeah, there's 2 cameras.
I think this also says a lot about Paco as a character. That his stand is one that only activates when other people want something, and he himself, the Usagi,
yeah,
says a lot about Usagi as a character. That his stand is one that activates only whenever other people want things, not whenever he does.
So it kind of shows off a little bit of his personality without needing to specifically state. Maybe he's like a people pleaser. Maybe maybe there's something in his backstory where I don't know, he'd have manifested a stand. It's something similar,
Yeah.
So it says it's okay to come through though, all clear. As for which is the fake one, there's no way that they can figure that out, so you can't use it as proof. And also, the second camera is just blatantly wrong. It is just doing the opposite it's recording sort of the opposite of what the first one is. Yeah. And then
so it's an interesting thing. I wonder if he can't use this multiple times. He summons a little guy to go and become, and so that's and then it just stays there because he makes it sound like it's pretty permanent.
Yeah, and if he could use it over and over, that'd be cool. But I don't know. Let's have to wait and see the restrictions on it. And then we got the really cool panel with the 4 of them. We get to see Paco staring off with the little ice cream logo on his straps. Good panel right there.
Yeah.
And that
and he's like, okay, let's head in.
All right, let's address this.
So this is the right camera. So this is the funny one, right? And then so here we see
the mystery
funny man coming in. Let's finish up the chapter, Kyle. We just got a couple pages left, and we'll talk. So we see the mysterious man diving into his pool and just swimming in and enjoying his day. He's just chilling. We see JoJo looking at him, and JoJo goes, "That Japanese person, I know who he is. He's famous. I've got some books by him at home. I see his anime online all the time. I see." So he's holding up at a via all on his own. That mangaka. The target's name is Kishibe Rohan. And that's the chapter.
That is the most thing Araki's done so far in the JOJOLands. So
there are so many opinions on this.
Also, patience is the way it will happen. Yeah, just
so to go ahead and get it out there. I like it. I would have liked others a lot better. I think that Araki can go in a lot of interesting directions with this. But obviously, I wish it was a JoJolian character.
Same, and it still could be, right? I had a friend who proposed an interesting theory.
Well, you're going to present it? Here it is. You heard it here first. Whenever we're correct, you can reference back to this.
So and you can, if you remember more of the details, correct me if I'm wrong, but my friend who also had read it, he said, what if this was Tsurugi later on in life and he developed the alias of Kishibe Rohan. And Paper Moon King is expanded in a way that makes it now similar to Heaven's Door.
Yeah, because we haven't seen Heaven's Door. Now, we know that this character's name is Kishibe Rohan.
Yeah.
Right? Because of the omniscient narrator end of chapter text. Like, if that's wrong, then, bite me. Bite me if that's wrong. This character's name is Kishibe Rohan. I think it's totally believable that Tsurugi could grow up and then write manga and then come and then be come to be known as Kishibe Rohan. Because Tsurugi was 10 or 11 in JoJoLands. Do you remember? So Tsurugi would either be 22 or 23 in JoJoLands. And wasn't Rohan 24 in part 4?
I think at one point also there was like an age. I think he was like described as 2 years older
at his beginning.
Oh god, yeah. And so his official age I think is somewhere from like 8 to 11. So taking place in 2011 to 2023, that's about 19 to 23, somewhere in there. So it could work out. I could see that being the case, and then maybe Paper Moon King like changes his physical appearance. Receive
11. Okay, so the JoJo fandom wiki says 10. JoJo wiki says 11. I'm more inclined to believe JoJo wiki.
Which, yeah. So
I'm going to say 11. So I'm going to say that Tsurugi would be 23 as of this time. So theoretically, if this takes place in 23, which I think this does take place in 2023.
Maybe I think the fun theory is that this is Tsurugi. I think that's the best theory I've heard so far.
So Rohan was 20 in part 4. I thought he was older. I'm as old as Rohan. Dude, you're older than Rohan. What are you doing with your life? What am I doing with mine?
I don't know, man. So a lot of other angles you could take here. You could say, like, okay, that's our theory, right? That is our proposed theory.
That would be hilarious. That would be so funny if this Rohan was actually Tsurugi. Because then Rohan would be a funny Higashikata. It would have that relation to Josuke. Because we didn't see the funny Rohan in part 8. And there's one other piece of evidence and then one other crackpot thing to support this, right? Okay. Is near the beginning of JoJoLands, Araki had a funny Araki interview, right? If you want to prove something, you just bring up an Araki interview. But this is true because I saw a clipped piece of text from it, so it has to be part of an Araki interview. He said that I'm going to focus on the Gashikatas. There won't be Kishibe Rohan, but there might be another crazy mangaka. So this could be Tsurugi. This could be Tsurugi because it's not Rohan Kishibe. The also funny crackpot thing that supports this. So whenever Rohan was a kid, he had a traumatic experience involving Yoshikage Kira and a pink-haired girl. Whenever Tsurugi was a kid, he had a traumatic experience including Yoshikage Kira and a pink-haired girl.
I think it's one of those just listen to the songs. I don't think in any way, shape, or form that's what he meant to have it come across as, but if that were the case, that would be some sheer fucking coincidence right there.
You guys heard it here first. You heard it here first.
That's our proposed theory.
That's our official theory. Now, as to what's probably going to happen, it's just Rohan from the alternate universe that just looks exactly like the Rohan from the main universe.
And has the exact same stand.
It's going to be Heaven's Door. Araki wouldn't write his self-insert without Heaven's Door. What is Rohan Kishibe without Heaven's Door?
This could also, people have said, I don't know if I agree, this could just be Rohan from the original universe and has found a way to come over here, which I don't like that theory. I like this being its own separate universe because it kind of showed some growth on Araki's part of just starting over and starting new with Steel Ball Run and then JoJoLands and then JoJoLands. I like.
Kyle, what if Rohan is the key to the JoJoLands?
But what if
with him they go on a magical manga adventure through all the different JoJo's mangas and spin-offs, and so we get to see them in Crazy Diamond Demonic Heartbreak and George Joestar and whatever the hell Jota Kujo is. He's there now. And dude, if I got to see Jodio Joestar and Jota Kujo interact, I'd probably die.
I would die for a different
They'd
reason.
probably kill me. They wouldn't allow me to live.
But yeah, there's that angle of it being from the base universe. I don't like that theory, but most likely, right? The most likely theory is this is just Rohan's alternate universe counterpart.
Yeah.
Just the exact same. But the fun theory is like it's
Tsurugi.
Yeah. I kind of wish it were a Higashikata. Like, imagine if this were Joshu.
I was kind of hoping for Josuke, obviously, because I love Josuke. But I was like, I think Joshu, like, if I had to put money on it, I would have put money on Joshu, just because, like, I want some serious Joshu. What's the word? Redemption arc.
Here, did you see what I sent you in Discord? I think you sent this to me already.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Holy fuck, the Joshu.
JOJOLands. That's so true.
But yeah, this one is just one of those where now we can talk about the community response. It is certainly a mixed bag.
Yeah, there are people who aren't very happy about this at all.
Right.
There's all over Twitter. There's get Araki out of the kitchen, get him out of there.
Gunstar literally said in 2021 of August, he said, "I just wanted to bring back Rohan, like just normal ass Rohan," and he was right. He said, "No one ever doubt me again."
Yeah, he's like, Araki needs to stop reading my tweets.
Yeah, then like there are people that are angry. Look, I think it's too early to judge, and if this knowledge were in the hands of some certain people, it would be interpreted as, oh, this is a really horrible idea that shouldn't be put to paper. I'm going to wait and see where he goes with this route, because it could be fun. It could be an interesting beginning to the land of JoJo's. I don't know. Also, Rohan definitely is the type of person to just fucking bring a diamond with him on vacation for whatever reason. Maybe he's like, oh yeah, I brought it here in hopes that people try to rob me so I can like read them or something. I don't know.
I think I figured it out. There was, remember earlier we were talking, so earlier Kyle and I were talking with it. And I was like, just something about it doesn't sit right with me. I was like, I can't figure out what it is. I found out what it is, Kyle.
What?
So like, what doesn't sit right? Like, I like it, right? But there was something that didn't sit right with me. It's because this is very obviously like Rohan Kishibe unchanged from the main universe. Like, I wanted someone from SBR universe, right? It just someone. This being Rohan Kishibe and like just Rohan Kishibe, like I like, because it's like main verse, and like I'm not saying that it's like, oh, it's the main universe Rohan Kishibe. Even if he is this universe's Rohan Kishibe, he looks exactly like him. I can guarantee you he's going to act exactly like him. He's going to have Heaven's Door. There's not really going to be a difference, right? And so just, you know,
that's because that's the thing, right? Like Araki, I've loved with the SBR verse. I've loved seeing his different takes on characters, like Johnny from Jonathan, Diego, like Yoshikage Kira 4 and 8, getting to see Okuyasu and all of them. Like all of these counterparts, Koichi, all of these counterparts. While they borrow name and certain elements, like it's watching Araki through his maturity of being, writing for as long as he has, taking his old concepts and twisting them in unique ways. But with this, it just feels like this is the first time with this concept I'd say like, no, it's just rehashing. If that is what it becomes, if it's just I'm Rohan, same way, I have Heaven's Door, it's just Rohan.
Like, I'd trust Araki to handle it pretty well, I believe. I wouldn't say I've lost faith in him. It is harder for me to trust mangakas after Attack on Titan. So, like, I can never trust a mangaka 100%. Araki's up there with mangakas I trust. I trust no mangaka more than the funny fountain water. Funny man.
Funny chainsaw woman.
That's so true. I trust no one more than him. I mean, like, I'm not like it's going to be good, right? Like, I expect this to be, if nothing else, fun. Right? I don't think that Araki is going to write this bad. I wish it was a JoJolian character. What can I say?
It would have.
Like, I am a little bit disappointed.
Here's what I'll say. Right? I'm disappointed because if it were a JoJolian character, it would have been better for the continuity. With Rohan, it just feels like it's more so for the shock value. And like it's working. People are actively seeing like, oh my god, like look, negative attention is better than no attention. And in this case, right, you could interpret this negative attention. His manga is being discussed, not Rohan's, Araki's. His JoJoLands is now being discussed with the big reveal of it's Rohan. And did he get what he wants? Yeah. Is it kind of undercutting some of the elements I would have preferred? Yeah. Like I wish we could have seen, hell, even if it were Joshu, it's just this Joshu could have
the Joshu redemption arc, bro.
Better. I still remember. Side note: I remember in JoJolian when everyone's like, "Yo, Joshu redemption," and in the next chapter, he immediately dropped the fucking ball.
So true.
But yeah, with Rohan, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of good stuff from this chapter. Again, that first sequence with the officer arresting JoJo, that was good. Getting to meet Usagi and getting to see his Mate Kudasai, like that was a cool introduction to it. It was a good introduction. But just with this is the only thing. Like, I don't hate it, but
another thing is
part of this chapter, I would say.
I mean, another thing is that I feel like this is another aspect of why it doesn't like just sit right with me. Is that Rohan he's already such an established character. You know, he was a main character for the majority of part 4. He literally has his entire spin-off series, right? Like you could like he's an established character, right? And you could say, oh, he'll be different in part. He will probably be different in part 9. There was a fun theory I saw where people said that some of the spoke Rohan Kashibes, like specifically the ones after COVID, were of Rohan in this universe.
That would be cool.
That'd be interesting. And I haven't read them, so I don't know if there's anything that conflicts with that. But some people were saying that. I was like, that's an interesting thought.
I think
it's just that that's part of the reason why I would have loved to see Joshu here, because it's like Joshu, like sure he was in part 8 and he had his stuff right, but like seeing Joshu be able to come back and to see him in a different light, like that'd be so cool.
You know what my like theory was if Joshu showed up and he became part of the next group's main cast, because let's be honest, right? In terms of JoJolian, he didn't really do a lot with Nut King Call. I mean, he had literally the one arc of Milagro Man and then like some other stuff kind of scattered out. But how cool would it have been if Joshu like became part of this like drug heisting team with his stand Nut King Call? Because Nut King Call would be such a cool stand to see more of than just Joshu being a fucking creepo. Another thing about Rohan too that I'm kind of sad with is I kind of wish that, you know, we had kept it to like part 5 and 6 elements, right? Like if any character was going to be reused, I'm kind of sad that it's like going back to part 4.
Like, have it be like Bruno or something, or Fugo. Dude, what if it was Fugo?
Dude,
what if it was like it's an Italian man named Panacotta Fugo? I'd be like, dude, that'd be so cool. Getting to re-explore Fugo, that'd be sick.
Sense of no, like we couldn't do anything no matter what because Purple Haze is nuts. And you could change it up to what it does. Like maybe you could relinquish people from the virus. But yeah,
call it like Purple Haze feedback or something like that.
That's crazy. Yeah, but just having it be just what it is, it's fine. Like it's definitely my least favorite part of this chapter though, because everything else was just really fun.
My least favorite part of the chapter was JoJo getting molested, but you can go off, I guess.
Okay, roll.
Okay, new least favorite part.
Yeah, Rohan's the second compared to straight up molesting a neurodivergent minor. Yeah, like second to that. Just I don't know, with Rohan, it's fine, and I trust Araki because I mean, personally, I don't think he's dropped the ball.
No, I don't believe so either.
At least in terms, okay, look, you know, Stone Ocean exists, but I'll say I don't think Araki's dropped the ball in terms of introductions to a part. I don't think so. I think he's done really well with his intros, and you know, we have 8 previous parts to go off of, and with part 9, I think he could turn it into something good. It'll just be waiting to see what happens. But as of now, I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yeah.
Where I would have preferred something else, but we're gonna play the cards that we were dealt, and this could turn into something fun. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Maybe this is what people were thinking at the beginning of JoJoLand. They were like, Yoshikage Kira. But no, I think this is a bit different. But yeah, I just got to see how it pans out. What can I say? I'm looking forward to seeing what Araki does with it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, is that your thoughts?
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah. I mean, what you call it? I'm pretty much the same. I think I've said my piece. No?
I will. Last thing, I do like the drawings of Rohan.
Yeah, no, Rohan, he's a fun character. It'll be fun to see him beat up these children.
You're sure right.
I sure am. All right. Well, if you're this far in the video, obviously there's something you like. So make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment telling us your thoughts on Rohan. That's right, a genuine one this time. Because everyone's gonna have a different opinion on this, I think. Tell us if you like Rohan. Tell us if you don't like him. Tell us who you thought it should be. If you predicted Rohan, you can tell us why you like to lie. And yeah, that kind of thing. So we will see you next month with JOJOLands Chapter 3. If you're a JoJo's fan and you're still watching, book club of Steel Ball Run that I'm doing with Trevor. Episode 1 of that came out a little bit ago. Episode 2 will be dropping this Sunday, probably. And so if you like Steel Ball Run, you can go see us talk about Wired, Scary Monsters, and True Man. So we will see you all then. Bye-bye.
Bye.